G'day everyone, welcome back to another video, a bit of a different video today. I'm looking at a guide for Argentina. Well, actually, I've set myself the goal of learning every road in Argentina, which, I mean, it's kind of possible, maybe more difficult as you get north, but for the time being, I'm focusing firstly on the Santa Cruz province. And for this video, because there's lots of roads, I'll just focus on these western roads here. So the ones to the west of the National Road 40. And so my kind of what I want to present in this guide comes a lot from these two documents here, the Comprehensive Argentina Guide Part 1 and also this Distinctive Roads and Landforms. So what I'll be presenting is kind of a mixture of these and what I've found in my practice to be kind of useful tips for identifying each of the roads. But I'll link these two documents in the description. Definitely give them a read. They're so well developed and really useful. So anyway, let's get straight into it. Okay, so just to start, I'll give you an overview of two metas that are used as like a general guide for all of the roads. The first one is whether the road is paved or unpaved. So as you can see here, most of the roads are unpaved. There are three roads which are paved and tiny bit of the provisional road 45, but I'll get into that as I break down each of the roads individually. And also there's kind of cringe, but weather matters. So we've got sunny roads, which, so most of the north roads are cloudy or mostly cloudy. And if you look at the sunny ones, so in the north, you've only got one sunny road pretty much. This one here, with some cloud coverage as well. But as you go down south, they become more and more sunny. So we got cloudy coverage here like this. Well, that's kind of a bit sunny. I guess the 39 is a better example. Yeah, so cloudy coverage, and then the more south you go, you get these sunny, super sunny coverage. So those are the two kind of metas that you can use to really divide most of these roads up, or at least help you identify which one's which. So I will be referring to those throughout the recording, but anyway, let's go into it road by road now. Okay, so the first road we're going to look at is the RP45. So as I mentioned at the start, it does have slight asphalt coverage, but it's really easy to identify thanks to the kind of trees on the side and the general vibe. It goes up till this like junction with the airport where they split off. You get this kind of cool thing, but easy to identify because there's like, well, as you'll see, the other roads are kind of other things you can use to distinguish them apart from other asphalt roads. But yeah, we'll go over that. Like this one, it's more, if you get the asphalt section, it's more like, it doesn't look like any of the normal asphalt roads in Western Santa Cruz. So probably the most useful tip for this road, the most northern road, like because Santa Cruz is pretty far south, it doesn't get too much plant life, or well, it does get like these dry shrubs, but the 45 will have lots and lots of these like green shrubs. Not a great example here, but yeah, so it'll just have lots of these little like circular shrubs in the ground. You see that across the whole road. Like further west you go, you get better examples of it, but very common to see that. Also, the dirt on the road is just like a deeper, more like red gray tone. But yeah, definitely these shrubs, they're just everywhere on this road. So a good way to identify the 45 in Argentina. Another thing, it starts off with pretty cloudy coverage, and obviously it's a dirt road, and then the further west you go, you get bit more sunnier. So if you do get this sunny coverage on a dirt road, don't rule out the 45, Western 45, especially if you have these green shrubs as well. Yeah, so just on the sunny thing, you can kind of see the division here. So before about halfway through the road, it's mostly cloudy. And and then it just gets sunnier the further along you go. So that's how to get the 45. Again, these shrubs are the most useful bit. Okay, the next road is the RP 43. So good way to identify this one is it's a paved road. If we go onto it, we've got asphalt road. Again, it's north, so it has a lot of these shrubs as well, but you know, it's paved in comparison to the 45. As well, you've got the cloudy coverage, and a good way to identify the 43 as well is that if you look to the south, you'll see a snowy plateau. So if we go into terrain over here, we can actually see what we're looking at. So we've got this plateau all the way across to the south. That's very visible for most of the roads. So again, if we look to the south, we've got the snowy plateau, and of course we're on a asphalt road, and for a lot of it as well, you'll see this lake to the north. So that's good ways to get the 43: asphalt road, snowy plateaus to the south, lake north, and cloudy coverage. Okay. So moving on to one slightly more trickier, I would say. Go over here, we've got the 41. So the most identifying aspect of this road, I guess, although as you go further south it doesn't help too much, is that it is sunny coverage, which is different to the northern roads. So it is sunny all the way through, but it can become cloudy north of Paso Roballo. So if you go here, you'll see it gets cloudier, but then you have lots of this like powdery white snow. Okay, so when trying to identify the 41, the main thing you're going to be looking at is, of course, the sunny coverage. Also at the start, you get this white powdery snow, which kind of just looks like, I don't know, icing on a cake has been scattered all over the dirt, but that's mainly just for the start. You do have, if you look at the terrain map again here, you have a plateau, another snowy plateau to the north. So if we look to our north here, we can see that snowy plateau, and it kind of looks like Lesotho Mountains, if that makes sense. I don't know, that's just the way I remember it. So that's the 41, plateau to the north, sunny coverage, and then you just got these like snowy north coverage that's cloudy north of Paso Roballo. So good ways to get the 41. Okay, so south of the 41, let's get out of this. We have the provisional road for 39. So this is cloudy road, also dirt road, and the best way to tell this road apart is we've got some distinctive like mountains or like ranges around us. So if we go, it's more clear the west you go, but you have these like rocky walls. If we can get close to them. Over here. So we have these mountain ranges with like these rocky walls. They're very distinguishable, I'd say, but they're pretty much only to the western half. On the eastern half, yeah, I don't know. The best way for me to distinguish it is that it has these kind of rolly brown hills, and it's cloudy coverage, like cloudy sunrise coverage. It is kind of similar to like these hills. They're kind of similar to the ones you get at the start of the 31, which we'll look at later. Like these rolly ones, but the 31 has sunny coverage. So rolly brown hills in cloudy coverage, probably going to put you on the 39. Then of course, further west you get these really distinct rocky mountain formations as well. So that's the 39. Okay, so then south of the 39, we've got the 37 and the 35. Now these roads look pretty similar to each other, and can be difficult to distinguish because as we can see, they're both cloudy coverage and they're also unpaved. So they're very similar to each other in that respect, but there are ways to tell them apart. So starting with the 47, On both the the 37, on both the 37 and the 35, if you look to your west, you'll see these like pretty impressive mountains with like snow caps and like just a cool mountain range. Obviously, we're looking over here for both of them. If we go to the 35 as well, you'll see a similar thing when we're looking west. Yep. So for the 37 though, we've got cloudy coverage, but it is sunrise coverage. On the 35, it's just cloudy coverage. You can't really make out sunrise coverage. It can be a bit of a vibe feeling as well. But for the 37, the further west you go, you get these distinct mountains. So these ones here, which are kind of, this one particularly, this mountain here is very distinct. I think it's one listed in the document as well. Kind of just looks like I don't know, like a bowl or something. I don't know what you'd call it, but it's very recognizable, this mountain particularly. And then as well, the further north you go, north of Paso de Aguila, you can kind of get the same rocky mountains that you see on the 39 because they are like the same, kind of in the same range there. So similar mountains here and here, right? But again, the 39 has more cloudy coverage and the 37 has that sunrise coverage. And also, I feel like the ones on the 39 kind of have like a black or a dirt crown on them. Like you can see here, they've got rocky walls and then they've got a dirt crown on them. But on the 37, they don't really have that kind of. It's mostly just a vibe thing, but as you can see here, we've got sunset or sunrise cloudy coverage anyway. So as I said, the 37 and 35 look pretty similar. Another way you can tell them apart actually is the angle of the road. So if you're no move, or even if you're an MPZ, the 37 is going northwest, the 35 is going mostly southwest. Also, you don't have that sunrise cloudy coverage on the 35. And when you pass this kind of mountain range that you're looking at, we actually move on to a different road here. This is the 81, but it just kind of shoots off the 35 anyway. Again, you have like these distinctive mountains, particularly this one where you've got this kind of like smooth top and then it goes down and juts out again. Yeah, this one here. So this is also the one listed in the document. You can see it pretty much from the start of the 81. Okay, not pretty much from the start of the 81, maybe over here, let's see. Yeah. So that mountain range is one to look for. That will put you on the 81. And then south, when you go south, it kind of moves off the 35 into an unnamed road. It looks like the 35, basically. You're just heading, if you line the road up, you're heading south. And then when you're heading to the west here, so you can confuse these two because they're both heading west, but the unnamed road has snow coverage when you're heading west, and also trees, which are very rare for Santa Cruz. So that's the 35. Hopefully that made sense. These two, definitely very tricky to distinguish, but once you practice it a bit, you can kind of just get a general vibe for which road you're going to be on. Okay, so now that we've finished that nightmare, let's go on to some very easy ones. So the RP29, one of the easier roads to distinguish for Western Santa Cruz. The main reason for that is that it is unbelievably sunny coverage, I call this. So for the entirety of the 29, there is literally not a cloud in the sky. And so the other roads that have sunny coverage, they'll always have some sort of clouds in the sky. The 29 does not have a single cloud in the sky. And you can kind of split the 29 into two stretches up to where it meets here on the Malditos Norte. So the north stretch, obviously you're heading southeast most of it, or southwest most of it, a bit southeast and southwest again. You will see these two smudges on the camera. I know cringe smudge meta, but you know, it is what it is. You should be able to identify it anyway because you're going south on the on the 29. And then a bit more cool matters on this road, in this stretch of the 29, you've got a really cool Inselberg. So where is it? It's over here. So if we look at it here, so this is what I'm talking about when I say an Inselberg. It's kind of like just like a pimple on the earth, basically. You can see that for the whole of this southern RP29 stretch. If we look around for it here, actually, which way should we be looking? To our west? It's over here. Okay, maybe it's not so visible at the start, but anyway, you're heading west on the 29, you should be able to see it. But yeah, over here it is. And of course, you also have Lago Gardia to your south. So a good way for pinpointing where you are on the road as well is just looking at the Inselberg. We see here that it's to our east, so we're going to be further west on the road. If we come down here, we can see that the Inselberg is to our west, so we're going to be further east on the road, basically. Just remember where it is, basically at the tip of Lago Gardia, and you can pinpoint where you are on the road based on that. So that's the 29. Again, super easy road, and easy to kind of pinpoint yourself because the angles are very distinct as well. Moving on now to the 31. Now this 29 is the RP29 is an easy road. The 31 is the easiest road to distinguish in the world. So as I said before, the first kind of like stretch of the 31 has these smooth brown rolling hills, the kind you see on the 39 as well, but like the 39 has, oh, that's the 41. The 39 has this cloud coverage. So the 31 is smooth brown rolling hills, and it's cloudy, it's sunny coverage as well, is the main thing. So dirt road, sunny coverage, rolling hills puts you on the like first stretch of the 31. Now the further west you go, we've got another Inselberg. So let's take a look at it here. Look at that beauty. So you can see this pretty far back, I think. If you go over here, we can see it there. Can we see it over here? Looking to, okay, so pretty much up to here, I think you can see it. Yeah. So when you see that, you know you're going to be on the 31. It's super distinctive, and super recognizable as well the whole way, pretty much. So the closer you get to it, obviously if it's to your west, you're going to be on the eastern side of it. I think even without the terrain enabled, you're able to see it in normal street view. Yeah, so over there. So if you can see it to the west of you, you're going to be east of it. And if you can see it to the east of you, you're going to be to the west of it. So there it is over there as well. Also, the further east you go, you get some more like distinct mountains. Again, you can see the Inselberg, and there's also this kind of like rock formation that juts out, which is also pretty distinguishable. And yeah, also as you go north here on, what's this one called? I don't know, I think this is an unnamed road. You can also see the Inselberg to your southeast. So not all the way, but you do have this handy little lake here to help you out if you can't see the Inselberg. So that is the easiest road. Again, at the start, we've got the smooth brown rolling hills and the sunny coverage. The rest of the stretch, we've got the Inselberg and this like little jut that comes out of the mountain. So that's the 31. Okay, we're moving to the part now where we can pretty much speed run the roads. So the next one's the 23. 23 is an asphalt road. At this, like the first half, you'll have camera smudge. It's not cloudy, it's sunny, but there are clouds in the sky, but it is sunny coverage, and you've got a center line in the road. Easiest thing is that it's an asphalt road, so that narrows you down to 3 pretty much, and you've got a lake to your south. A lot of the time you won't actually be able to see the lake to your south, but with an asphalt road and like flatness to your south, you will be on the 23. Also, the further west you go, you'll reach this place called El Chalten, And pretty much around here is one of the only places in Santa Cruz that you'll see trees. So do we have any here? Yeah. So lots of trees here. Not very common in the Google Street View coverage for Santa Cruz. So if you see trees, of course this isn't paved. I think up to El Chaletin is paved, but north of it you'll have trees everywhere. So if you see trees, if you're in like this little city area that seems southern and has trees, that's probably a good send. So that is the 23. The next one is the 21. So 21's pretty easy, sunny coverage, dirt road, and you'll have a lake to your north. Sometimes you won't see the lake to your north, but I mean, just vibe it at this point. Yeah. Similar for, actually, I'll move to the 69 first. So 69 can be a bit more difficult. The way I used to distinguish it is it's sunnier coverage than most of the other ones. Of course, there's still clouds in the sky. It's dirt road, and you've got these like green rolling-ish hills. But for a lot of it as well, you'll also have a river to your north. So if we look at the map here, we've got a river pretty much following the road all the way around. This will usually sometimes be visible if you're lucky. Otherwise, it's just kind of a vibe guess to distinguish it between like this road and the 31. But the 31 moves mostly northwest. This is kind of more westerny. So yeah, use that at your own discretion. Then the next road we've got is the 19. Again, 19, cloudy coverage, dirt road, and we have a lake to our south. So if you have that combination, this is the only road you can be on. And then finally, we have the 11, which again is one of the easier roads. So main thing about it, the 11, is that it's an asphalt road. We've got cloudy coverage at the start and it goes to sunny coverage. And the road is just pretty pale as well. Like the 11's, the road is just much more pale than the other asphalt roads. And it's also very, very distinct because it is really far south. The main thing about the 11 as well, I don't know if I mentioned already, but there's no center line. So this is one of the few roads in like the entirety of Santa Cruz which has no center line. Definitely the only one in Western Santa Cruz. So there's that. Also, you've got this little town here again with the pale road, and for the majority of the road you have a lake to your north as well. Also, yeah, the further west you get the super unique coverage, super cool coverage where you've got, like, as you can see here, the road kind of just goes around this little like hill mountain thing, and it's just super green coverage, very beautiful. If we come down here, I mean, look at that, amazing. So yeah, this stuff you don't really need to learn it, you'll just recognize it because it looks so distinct and very memorable. Planning to build a house over here one day, but anyway, we've also got a bit of an offshoot which goes onto a dirt road. Looks similar to the rest of this southern area as well. So yeah, sometimes as well you'll be able to see the lake to your north, Lago Argentino, but it's just got that southern kind of grass steppe, some trees as well vibe the further south you go. So yeah, that's all of the roads. Hopefully that was explained in a way that makes sense. A bit of a data dump, but I'll go through a map that I've made up with all of these roads, like with all of these locks in them anyway, and explain my thought process, and hopefully with you practicing along as well, that should be a good way to learn these roads at least. So let's get into it now. Okay, so here's a map I made for, basically just has all the locks that I was looking over before. Well, 5 people have already explored it, that's pretty cool. Let's get into it. I'll explain my thinking through each round, and hopefully they'll make it a bit clearer. Okay, so dirt road, cloudy coverage, and we've got these rock walls. So 39 should be 39. Let's go into it now. Another tricky thing is actually finding these roads, because a lot of them you have to zoom in pretty far. So it should be kind of western. Okay, nice. 1.3 Ks. Next one, asphalt road, sunny coverage. Another thing as well for differentiating the 43 from the other ones is the 43, I think it's autumn coverage. I'll have to check, and maybe I'll just write over here, but yeah, so we've got a center line as well. It's not the 43, it's not the 11, so that leaves one. It's going to be the 23. Probably eastern because I can't see the lake, and this kind of lines up here. Okay, nice. Okay, now we got sunny coverage, rolling green hills, and then mountains over here. So another thing I forgot to mention as well, maybe it's my own secret meta, I'll call it, is that the 69 has lots of rocks on it. Like, it's just got rocks everywhere. If we look to our north, maybe there's a lake there, but for a lot of it, it is invisible. So 69 is pretty difficult to distinguish as well because it's squiggly, but yep, nice. Okay, got lake to our south now. So with the dirt cut, we don't really need to think about this one too much. It should just be the 19. Find something that lines up. Yeah, here's pretty good. Okay, nice, 160 meters. To the next one. Okay, Inselberg here. So that puts us on the 31, and it's pretty close to us. It's like directly to our northwest. So if we go to the 31, another way, because it's difficult to find the 31 because you have to zoom in really far to actually have it show up, is if you just go to Lagotad, that's pretty much where the Inselberg is. So if we line it up over here, does that line up? Okay, nice. 800 meters and 24.4K. Not too bad to start us off. Let's go on to the next seed. Okay, water to our south, dirt road. So that should put us on the 19. Turn off terrain mode. Over here, angles pretty much always difficult on the 19. Maybe something like that. Okay, nice. So this is the 43 because you've got this kind of weather coverage. It looks pretty bland. Well, it looks darker. It just looks darker, like it was done at nighttime, and we have a central line, so you're not going to be on the 11. Do we have the lake to our north? It's to our northwest, so probably means we're a bit further east then. Looks good. Okay, wasn't that good, but anyway, right road. On to the next one. So sunny coverage, Eiselberg, and the jut in the mountain. Looks like we've got the lake to our north as well. So this one shouldn't be that difficult to line up. If we come over to Lagota, then should be somewhere over here maybe. Okay, it's a bit further west, nice. We've got a sign here. Can't read it though. Don't need it. Lake to our north, it looks like. So, interesting angle for what should be the 21. But you do get that angle like far west, a bit further west. Just scanning at the moment. I think I'll leave it where I thought it could be, like somewhere here. But... okay, nice. We're on a curve, that's why it's so difficult. Okay, lake, north, sunny coverage, dirt road. So, same one, 21. We've got a little, is that like a puddle to our south? Yeah, I don't know if that'll be mapped. Doesn't look like it, but maybe something like this works. Okay, further west, 22K. I think what I'll do now is just keep playing, and I will only include the ones for the roads we haven't got so far. So they'll probably be easier than me playing lots of the same roads and not explaining them. So I'll put that in now. Maybe. Okay. Kind of sunny-ish coverage with these conical mountains and this rock wall here. So heading northwest, and okay, there's cool mountains there as well. So you usually see mainly the conical mountains far west on the 41, but definitely this range you get to the north as well. So it's kind of cloudy, which would put us further west. And definitely with the angle, that makes sense as well. And like if we look at the terrain again, like look at that mountain range. So actually the mountain range is to our west, so we might not be as far west as I thought. I'll stick it there and we'll see anyway. Okay, nice. On to the next one then, 2K. Oh, cool mountains. So we got this mountain range to our west, cloudy coverage, dirt road, and the sun is kind of like in the sunrise. We've also got a northwest angle, so that's all kind of indicative for the 37. Mountains still look a little far away, so I wouldn't stick it too far west. Let's see. Maybe just somewhere over here looks good. Okay, nice. Okay, this is really interesting. I've never seen the 23 with this much green foliage, but anyway, we've got a central line. It's not the kind of coverage you get on the 43, and I'm guessing it's far west with that sort of like vegetative coverage, so somewhere there. Nice. This is a 31. Again, Eiselberg is to our northwest here, so we should be on a pretty north angle actually. Did you get an angle like that? Is it this one? Yep. Okay, nice. Okay, here we've got that really distinct RP35 mountain, you know, the one that goes all the way around and then juts out. So actually, it's not the RP35, it's the 81, which is the offshoot of the 35. So if we go to our 35 here, follow it all the way along, and then out here juts the 81, and you do see this mountain really clearly on the 81 out there. I think it's, if we turn on terrain mode, I think it's this one over here. So you can see it kind of jutting out there as well. So somewhere there. Okay, even further west, but nice, that's good to get that road. And then this one with the cloud coverage. Interesting rock there. We've got that snowy plateau, or the plateau to our north here. So I mean, I guess it's the 39 then, because we have the rolling hills, but there's none of the kind of rock walls that you get. And as well, you'll probably see, if we can get an angle for it right at the start. Okay, that makes sense. So if we get the terrain enabled as well, like you can see that big plateau that is like recognizable for the 41, and it just kind of looks further away than the other one. So yeah, that's a good tip for the 39. Okay, nice, 1.4 Ks, and that is 23K round, not too bad. Okay, this should be the 11 now, because we've got no center line and we're on an asphalt road with sunnyish coverage. Normally as well you would see the lake to your north, but it's not visible here, so probably means we're somewhere on this stretch. Something like that. Okay, further east, but right road. Yeah, looks like we've got the 11 again now. We've got the water to our north. So this is where it goes off and becomes a dirt road as well. So don't know exactly where that is, but I probably can find it. Actually, what do we have over here? This is probably just in over here somewhere in the city. Okay, nice. Okay, looks like we've finally managed to get the 29. So yeah, for the 29, again, you got the green rolling hills, as well for the northern stretch. You'll get these two kind of like smudges on the camera. So if we line this up now, okay, so probably going to be on this stretch of the road here. Okay, a bit further south. Okay, this is probably also a good one to go over. So the coverage where you get this like really cool like green foliage in the water to the south, you get pretty much along this road here. So green coverage can be difficult to line up, but there we go. Okay, nice. Okay, this is probably a good one to go over. So we've got it's tough to explain, it just feels southern, you know, with kind of like this kind of volcanic green shrubbery. Heading south as well. So the 15 that comes off here and the 60 both have coverage, I believe. Let me double check that. Okay, just the 60. So when we're heading south, just the 15 here and the 60 there. So heading west would probably put us somewhere there. Okay, makes these. Okay, here we've got so no cloud in the sky, sunny coverage, and we have the Eiselberg to our southeast, also the lake to our south. So a good one to line up because the Eiselberg it doesn't really show it, but it's like at the start of the lake there. If we turn on the terrain, yeah, over here. So turn terrain off, try and line this up somewhat good. Okay, nice. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully it was helpful. Let me know if you're looking forward to part 2 where I go over the rest of the Santa Cruz roads. And yeah, let me know if there's anything else you want me to, any other countries or regions you want me to cover in the comments. So thanks for watching. Peace.